Welcome to Cover Talk. Tonight we're taking a closer look at the world behind my next single, Miayo. Some stories live in the music, others hide in the images. I've always thought an album cover should tell you something before you ever hear a note. Sometimes it tells you exactly what kind of record you're about to hear, and sometimes it lies to you, and sometimes it's just a fucking great picture. So today, I want to talk about album covers or single covers, some that I love, what I think makes a cover actually work, and eventually the inspiration behind both the cover and music video for my next single, Miayo. So, as a fan of music, I have always thought that an album cover does so much to represent what an album is going to be. Sometimes I think the artist doesn't put as much stock into the cover and the album's just really, really great. You know, I think one of the covers that comes to mind for me is by the band called Led Zeppelin. Do you know them? So, this was not the first. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It was the first album of theirs that I had ever owned, which was given to me by a guitarist that I was working with at the time. Of course, I had heard of Led Zeppelin, listened to Led Zeppelin, but this was my first album that was actually mine. And I remember the cover itself, it never really stood out to me in a way that if I did not know the band, that I would pick it up. And the album is fantastic. It's spiritual, it's electric, it's loose. But that cover, it's just so basic. But of course, there was a message behind it. There was representation behind it. There was a meaning behind it. But visually, it just, for me, as a music fan, if I had seen that cover, it would have been a deterrent for me. So, but the album is great. Such a great album. And again, it does not mean that they didn't have a message that it was supposed to represent. It did have a message, but of course that message was much simpler in nature than one might think it represents. But that was it's a great album. So the next album cover that pops to mind when I think about favorite artists, favorite albums, it's PJ Harvey's Stories from the City, Stories from the Sea. Now, she is an artist, and this is an album that I still love till this day, and that still inspires me. And that cover, it was so deep in its simplicity. She's just standing somewhere in the streets of New York. Looks like she's maybe trying to hail a cab across the street, holding what looks like a Fendi bag, looking incredibly cool. Very rock and roll, glam. And of course, I did not randomly just see the cover and decide to buy the album. And this was also my first run-in with PJ Harvey. So I first heard the song Good Fortune, which was the first single off the album. And it just made me feel so wonderful to hear it. Through my bad fortune, off the top of a tall building. You know, like it was just so, and the guitar, which was just so raw and in your face. And the lyrics, you know, especially at that time in my life where I felt like things were not going right, but I had hope. I believed in good fortune, and I believed it was coming to me. So hearing that song at that time just really pops for me. And then, of course, once I see the cover of the album, I thought, oh, I definitely have to get this album. The cover is speaking to me. The song spoke to me. And I can definitely say after hearing this album, the cover is a complete representation of the vibes of it. Nighttime, out, having a great time, feeling great after leaving the bar somewhere in New York. It's a really, really great album, and one that I still listen to, that speaks to me. It's very inspired. And of course, she had other successful albums prior and interesting covers, like the cover for Dry, which still just, it's so unique. I absolutely love it. It's, for me, it just says so much. I won't say what it says, but it says things. So, of course, once I listened to Stories from the City, Stories from the Sea, I took it upon myself to go back and listen to her other things. And then I realized I had actually heard a song from PJ Harvey prior, but I did not know who it was. I had even seen the video slightly. And that song was Down by the Water. And the cover, even for that, it lets you know what you're in for. It draws you in. If I saw the cover before I even heard the song, I would have been curious. And of course, I would have gone to one of those little things that you would go to back in CD shops where you would just scan the CD or the album and then you'd be able to listen to the whole thing, which was like such a big thing, a big deal at that particular time. Next up, we're going to be discussing U2's album cover, Achtung Baby. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest U2 fan, but I definitely have enjoyed many of the songs. this particular cover spoke to me. Now, it's sort of tied into both my next single, Miayo, which is a Hungarian word for what's good or what's up. So it sort of ties into both things, both the upcoming single, music video, and the cover for Wild Ride, the album. And the way that I came about deciding, it will not be exactly like how they designed the cover for that album, but inspired by. But the way that I decided to come about putting my album together, I remember just kind of looking through album covers. Like I would just Google rock and roll album covers to look for inspiration, to see what stood out to me. And that particular cover stood out to me. And I found it interesting because, like I said, I'm not the biggest U2 fan. I enjoy some of their music, but, I've never really been, on that path with them. But that cover stood out and said, yes, that's it. So with the cover art for Miayo, which will have some promo pictures and whatnot, it's going to be desert, hot, mysterious, hopefully a little sexy. And then the cover for Wild Ride will be sort of a collage of the journey I've been on, that I will be on. But again, it will not be exactly like how they've designed it, but but the theme is collage. And I just want each image to represent both the journey I'm on and somewhat of the journey I've been on in the past. And I fancy Miayo as a very desert rock track, which was inspired by a chord from Queens of the Stone Age. And that's how I put the song together, just kind of strumming the same chord. I'm not an excellent guitarist, so it was just sort of repetitive strumming. And I just started singing. Sometimes with a melody, it just pulls you or pulls out of me words. But for me, it was also an imagery, sort of cowboyish. I saw horses, I saw the desert, and then I just kept strumming, and then the words came out. And I can't wait for you to hear it. I won't sing it now, but I cannot wait for you to hear it. Expect it to come out very soon. Until then, thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. And I hope you're listening to my new track, Take It Slow, Hun, which is out now, along with the lyrical visualizer. I hope you have a great night. Sleep well. Take your gummies if you're having a hard time falling asleep. And we will speak soon.